Sagittarius, welcome to your Astroflower reading going from the 21st to the 26th. We're going to be going into your chakras, your aura, and then doing your weekly tarot reading. It will be time-stamped in the description below. Thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget, if you want to be part of the live healing sessions that we will be doing on Sunday, you're going to need to subscribe and click that bell in order to be requesting healing sessions for spirit, energy, or physical. You know, it's going to be great. It's going to be great fun to do. You'll get notifications of when it's going to be coming out over the next week or so. So we'll be able to all join together, ask loads of questions. We can answer them through many different ways, through your chakras or through your tarots and stuff like that. But it's going to be a great time to interact with everybody out there. Let's just get into your chakras for this week. Let's just see what's going on with your root chakra. It's so your root chakra is pretty thin. It's quite thick. It's quite thin, but quite wide. That's the word I want to see. It's almost as if it's a little bit of repeating going on, and a little bit sort of in a bit of a rut maybe. Let's just see what's going on with the rest of the chakras here. Yeah, there seems to be a lot on in the way of. This is the most imbalanced sacrum that I've seen, and there's a lot more going on the material side of life in regards to your job, your business, or your project. So there may be things that you've got to organise, things that you've got to do, things that you've got to put in place. There's a lot of paperwork or things like that in order to get what you want out of life. It seems like there's a lot of that going on. Let's just see what's going on in your solar plexus. Now, we did go into the fusing of the solar plexus and the heart chakra as well over the last sort of 2 weeks. That's much more connected to the global sort of vibration that's going on at the moment. And what we're trying to do here is pin down into an individual situation of what's going on in life. So let's just see what's going on your... It all seems very nice. There's one bit missing though, and there is the petals on the outside are a little bit more sort of protruding than the other petals. There's actually one petal that doesn't seem to be very active, and we'll have to go into that. We'll have a look into that and see if there's anything that we can sort of connect with that and see what's going on. Let's see what's going on in your heart chakra. Okay, so there is a connection with your heart's desires and your emotional heart's desires and enjoyment of life and everything like that with the outside world in regards to your job and your relationships. But the thing is here is that it seems to be a little bit too close to home. So it's almost as if the boundaries are not being respected here. You might find that, you know, your pastimes or your activities that you're doing tend to be connected to your work, or your work tends to be connected to your personal life and your personal emotions. I will say though that at the front of that chakra there is one petal that is really, really sticking out, much more than on everybody else's. The other two they tend to be pushed towards the center. The majority of people have them a bit lower down here, but these are the two here, and this is on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's on petals 5 on either side of the heart chakra, and then you've got the other two that are in the middle, but that's, you've got a real point in the middle. We'll come back to that. I'd like to see what's going on there because I think that's really quite important. Let's just see what's going on in your third eye and your throat chakra. So your third eye is a lot bigger than your throat chakra. So there is a lot of thinking going on, and that ties into beautifully with the sacrum as well. So there might be a little bit of organization, a little bit of, not necessarily overthinking, but there may be a lot of thinking that needs to go into what you desire out of life at the moment. Let's just see what's going on your crown chakra. things have to change. You're waiting for this click moment, and it's like waiting for a bus that doesn't turn up. In a way, that's what it seems like. It's within the crown chakra. It gets overloaded emotionally reasonably quickly. Therefore, you may be carrying a little bit too much in your head. This is why I wanted to see all the chakras, because then that plays differently now upon the third eye. And it could be a case of overthinking things. That's a possibility, rather than just allowing your passionate side of life just kind of go tick, 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 and actually choose and actually do, as it were. So waiting upon other people, I don't think you're like that. It's you want to move on by the looks of things. Let's just bring your heart chakra out. Now we got it flat, so it looks like a fan out the front here like that, and then out the back it does a smallish sort of fan, a bit like a sort of like a what they call the shells in French. They're called Saint Jacques. They could well be scallops. Don't know. Check it out. You can tell me. It's got one underside that's a little bit round, and the other side is flat, and it sits on it like that, and it's got a little fan out the back and a big fan out the front. You'll tell me what it is. So yeah, as we got this here, so here we go. We got these petals here, and this seems to be, you might well find yourself having to be the peacekeeper in a lot of things at the moment in order to obtain what you want out of life, what your heart's desires are. And I'm not sure you're actually liking that. It seems like it's more of a pain in the backside than anything else. And that may be a case of, so let's just have a look at what it's looking at. So we're looking at the pointed chakra, the pointed petal that's right at the front here. And it seems to be here of, it appears that your energy here is looking for something new. It doesn't necessarily mean a new relationship, but something new in your life to spark that bit of your heart's desires, that bit of that sort of hearty emotions that you do have lots of, Sagittarius. And I think this is born out of that having to play peace, and having to be not compromising, but certainly to sort of like given, it's a certain give and take, so no one really gets what they want. Everyone gets half of what they want, and sometimes that's good. It's a good thing, but I don't think this is suiting you at the moment. I think you want to run wild with your heart, basically. I think that's what the inner desire is, and it might be creating a lot of frustration. It'd be good to sort of see how that pans out in the readings of the tarots that's coming up. I think this is tied into, we'll just put your heart back in place. And let's take your heart, take your solar plexus out. Let's just see what's going on with that missing petal there, or that petal that's not firing totally. It's tied into the past. I think here is a case of realizing that the future's going to be different. The future is already practically here and upon us. And as it's here and upon us, I think it's a case of you realizing that the old world, or the world that you've been living in, certain things do not equate anymore to the future. And you're going to have to face that at some point. And it causes you to be a little bit sort of scenario. I think it's causing you not frustration, but more a case of disappointment. But not disappointed in other people, just disappointed in the situation more than anything else. The thing is it needs to be cleared up in order for you to gain that spark, have that click moment for you. And maybe it's a case of accepting that certain situations or people will not necessarily be in your life in the future because they're not moving forward. They're staying where they are. And it might mean that you need to move on and move upwards. There's a lot of passion within that solar plexus, but because it's missing a one petal, well, it's not missing, it's just not really firing. It's sort of, you start firing and then you just lose that emphasis, and it's just kind of like, oh no, slow down again sort of scenario. So I would concentrate on things that are working for you, and not necessarily worry about providing that peacekeeping force within your heart and playing peacekeeper between people and situations. I think they might be better to leave them to sort their lives out rather than you being in the middle kind of going, hang on, well, yeah, because you're going to be the messenger that's going to end up being shot. While everyone else will be sorted out and you would have missed your bus. So I wouldn't miss your bus if I was you, Sagittarius. Did I call you Scorpio a moment ago? I hope not. That would have been a bit disrespectful for me. But not that Scorpios are bad, obviously, but I'm just sort of saying, you know. So, yeah. So, you know, you don't want to miss that bus at all, really, Sagittarius. Let's just see what's going on your aura. Yeah, it's making you a little bit spiky. So it's bringing up certain aspects in you, so like inner conflicts, but also the sensation of parasite, sort of people, you know, energy vampires don't really exist. That's people talk about that, but that's actually sort of, that's not how energy works. If I could take your energy, I could take the energy of everybody within this world and control the universe, you know. That's a sort of genie effect, so you can control everything but tiny little living space sort of scenario. And energy doesn't work like that, so you can't really take anybody else's energies. What happens is you position yourself in a way that is uncomfortable for your energy flow, for your aura, for your flow of your energy. So then that makes you feel tired and sort of zapped by the situation or by the person, simply because you've been holding yourself in a position. If I walked around like that, you know, eventually I'm going to get a bad shoulder and a bad neck, and I'm going to think, oh, that person there made me get a bad. No. You chose to be in that position. So what I'm saying here is stop choosing to be in that position. Exactly what I said earlier on, the peacekeeping forces and stuff like that. Maybe it's better to allow them to go hammering on tongs. If it doesn't concern you in a way, it might be people you love and situations you love, say like your work situation and the people you love and your family, you know, your family might be turning around sort of saying, we'd love to go on this holiday and this costs this amount of money. In that case, I'm going to have to work loads in order to pay for that. Oh no, but we don't want you to work loads. You can't do it. So it's almost better to sort of kind of go, well, look, you work it out and come back and tell me later on when, you know, you're sorted. Being realistic, I think, is really important. And what it's doing is because you're not being yourself 100%, it's bringing up things within your energy flow, within your aura that doesn't really help you, doesn't really help people around you, and brings up the side of everybody, regardless of the sign, bringing up things within you that you probably don't really like that much, and causes you to be a little bit more sort of angsty and sort of frustrated. So I would definitely take into account what you can and can't do for other people, what you can get solutions to situations, rather than actually being the peacekeeping force between everybody. Because you're not going to be able to satisfy everybody, and you will probably end up the loser in this whole sort of scenario. Okay? Apart from that, your energy is running quite smoothly. There doesn't seem to be any sort of glitches. There doesn't seem to be any sort of holes, as it were. It's a constant energy that's flowing through you. It's just on the top section around here. You know, we get that conflict, that internal conflict, and it could be a conflict with a person or situation that you know, doesn't really make you feel, sorry about this, doesn't make you feel totally at home with yourself more than anything else. Okay, so I would really stick to your path investigate into or invest, sorry, into things that make you feel really good, that bring that new, zippy, happy and vibrant energy back into your life. Okay, so let's just have a look what's going on. We're going to do your tarot reading now. See what's going on there. See how that sort of connects with all of that, what's happening in your energy fields. Six of Wands. Yet you are the center of attention. And sometimes that's not good, but you are the center of attention. But it also, at the same time, the energy that's flowing through that in the Six of the Wands is that pointed, really pointed energy that's coming out of your heart. This is what you want, something new, something to get your teeth into, something to go, look, I can do this, ta-da, to yourself. And it could be, and a lot of people have had the Six of Wands, it's got to be said, and it's realizing your true potential. It seems to be on a lot of people. But here is realizing what is holding you back. I think that's what's doing it. And it's almost as once you realize that, you're going to be the star of the show. It really is going to be the star of the show. That's the overall energy that's blowing through you. On your karmic path on your relationship side, so it's planning things, it's organizing things. This is what seems to be the karmic message here of learning about what you're organizing, traveling a little bit, something new within your life has to be brought into your life at the moment with this card here on your karmic relationship side. So a new way of having a little bit of a relationship with your partner or a new person that is coming into your life, because you may well be looking for love at the moment. And if you are, I'm not sure you're going to find it where you are. I think you've got to go out and get it. Yeah, and this is where you might feel you're caught up in a situation that you need to move away from. Wow, look at this. 2 2s. There's definitely decisions to be made here. And the universe here is sort of saying, there is no choice here. Choose love. Choose harmony with yourself. Be at peace with yourself. And then therefore you can be at peace within the harmony or with the person that you're going to have a relationship with. That's what the universe is trying to offer you at the moment. Healthy boundaries. This is where your guides are trying to influence your karmic path. So this is what I was talking about earlier on. Those healthy boundaries could be a way of just stepping out the peacekeeping force in the middle. And the healthy boundaries is you just not getting involved in it and socially connecting with other people. I think it's a case of that, is walking away from being the responsible for other people. If they don't want to take responsibility, you're going to be the only one that's going to get shooting yourself in the foot. So I think this is where your guides, through coincidences, are trying to provide you with those healthy boundaries so you can actually move on and move to a situation within your relationship or your relationships with family, friends and stuff like that, which are completely different to, it's turning the page. It's moving on from an old way of being into a new way of being. Look at that on your relationship side. This is phenomenal. You've got 2 2s and 2 9s. And you've got the 2 of Swords. So I think here, this is where your guides are trying to influence the conversation that is within you. And what they're saying here is this is causing you stress in your relationships. This is not working. That's what it appears to be like within your relationships at the moment. And this is where I think that single point that's coming out of your heart chakra can be that flame that she is holding there. So she's ready to go on that journey, that potential to go on that journey. What this card here is that white dove is that point as well. And realizing that actually there's a lot of things around you that are causing you stress and strain that you don't really need to be involved in. And once you can realize that, then you can seize on that one dove, that white dove, and just move on. And that's going to take a bit of planning, and that's also going to take a bit of realizing that you can be harmonious with yourself, and you will find love, or you can reignite that passion on that love with your partner, as it were. Okay, let's just see what's going on in your financial sort of side. there is a new cycle coming on. So this is what's trying to sort of build through you at the moment on your work side, with a fair exchange, 6 of Wands with the Six of Pentacles with the 6 of Wands here, and it's honest glow up within you. And I think it's a realization. I think here on the 6 of Wands is a moment of real clarity for you. And in your karmic path here, they're sort of saying, time to move on to the next stage. That frustration that I was saying, that you need to, caught in a rut. The karmic path is saying to you, now is time to move on. The universe here with the Hermit is encouraging that idea of, you know what's good for you from within you. You should know this by now. You should know what works for you within your job, within your business, within your projects and stuff like that. That's what the universe is sort of saying to you. And with this new cycle that's sort of coming, that you've got to go on it. You can't stay where you are, because being stuck in that rut will put out your fires. And that's the last thing the world wants. The world wants Sagittarius to be on fire and really loving it. And I think this is the realization, is that flame comes from within you. Yeah. Okay, so your guides of here. This is a tower moment. I think the guides here are not necessarily trying to cause a problem for you, but as I said, I think sometimes maybe you need to step out the way. And if people and situations need to confront, that is that bit of a tower moment. But I think you are observing it from a distance. It's almost as if your guides are kind of saying, look at this. If you step out the way, look at this is what is created. And this is a good thing, because it's going to free you up. But it's also going to free the other people up that are involved in the conflict. Because then that conflict can go, it's done, it's out the way, it's out in the open. And then we can get on and move on with the healing process of it. And learn from that tower moment. It clears a lot of space. And I think they're trying to do that in order for this new cycle to come through. The Hangman. The Hangman and the Hermit on one side, this is quite amazing. It's a similar sort of thing. It's seeing things in a different way. Seeing things from your inner light, basically, of how you project your inner light into the world around you on a new cycle. So therefore you can be living the truth that is actually within you, the reality that is within you for this coming future. I will say, this is what I've got to say, on this side you've got 2 2s, 2 9s. On this side you've only got major arcana. I think the financial side will be the leading aspect for you. It's the side that's going to make you move on and get going on, and pushing forward. I think it's going to be the pathway that leads you out of situations which, as I said, may make you feel like you're being parasited a little bit. And death and rebirth, the new cycle that is in front of you, that comes on from this 6 of Wands and this world here. This world is the starting of a new cycle, but it's also a case of realizing that everything comes from the world. Nothing comes from outside, although I was driving through the north of France the other day, and we had this massive fireball that came through the sky and then exploded. And it was just across the top of my car. It was amazing. It was at 3 o'clock in the morning as I was travelling back to the UK from the south of France after I'd been down in my healing centres down in the south of France. So a quite amazing thing. And so getting back to you, sorry, I do apologise. In the world cards, you've got everything. The world provides everything for us here on this planet, including our own bodies. So there is a lot of resources going on here. And through the realization will spark a new direction for you. I think with these 2 cards here, it's lessons from the past to not get caught up and being shot like the messenger, getting shot basically. Step out the way and step into your path, I think, is the most guiding thing. Let's just see what this new cycle is going to bring for you at the end of this week. Let's just see where it's heading in the particular direction. Seven of Pentacles, so it's nurturing the future. I think this is going to be a slow build through your relationship side. I think this is where you've got to nurture yourself more than anything else, and nurture this sort of realization, this glow up moment within you, in order to get to the relationships that you want to have. I'm laughing because now we've got the Hangman and the Hangman. You know, you're getting double here, and it's finished with a major arcana. It's all major arcana on this side. The Hangman is seeing things in a completely different way, and I think this is, in order to see things in a different way, you have to get out of that a little bit of a rut that you've got going on in your life. So a little bit of a repeating thing, that wake up, work, go, come home, eat, go to sleep, wake up, work, come home, go to sleep, you know, that sort of thing. Get out of that, I think, that rhythm there. Explore it, mix it up a bit. And the Emperor. And all of a sudden, you will be the master of your destiny, I think, going through that. So there you go, Sagittarius. We will be doing live healing sessions on this channel on the Sunday night. If you want to be part of that, you can request a healing, and that could be anything from energy through to physical or spiritual sort of side of life, and we can try and answer the complicating situations that anybody can have, either through tarots or through dowsing your chakras, or going into your body and having a look at the healing on your physical bodies. If you want to be part of that, you're going to have to subscribe, click that bell so you get the notifications, so then you know what time it's coming out for you on a Sunday night, and being part of it and exchanging. It's going to be great to exchange and to work on these things live. I've been doing it for 30 years. I absolutely adore it. And it's going to be an absolute pleasure to be doing it, you know. And so, yeah, there you go, Sagittarius. Thank you very much again for being here. I will see you soon. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.